What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Freestyle Blast Off podcast. I'm DJ Wonderrican. I got my special guest all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, Rami P. What's up,
That's
my brother?
right. What's
I
going on?
finally get, finally
California.
get, finally get to interview my man.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I know it's been a few years.
Yeah, yeah. So I know you got your big show there, the Big Connect,
The Beaconette, yeah, yeah. We
the
actually it was
B. I'm
called
sorry, the Big
yeah, the
Connect. I'm sorry.
Beaconette, yeah. Yeah, actually you might have known it for two names. I started off with a Freestyle Chronicles. That's actually the first name it
Yeah,
got. Yeah,
yeah. I remember
yeah.
that. So tell me about your show. Tell me about your show.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the show started about 4 years ago, and honestly, I had a thought of doing it since it's been a while, and I just needed to actually execute it, and I was just waiting for the right moment. And at first, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know what anybody in the freestyle community really, but it's something that
Mhm.
I wanted to do to show love of just the genre of music. I grew up with freestyle, you know. My first I met Julio Mena. He was one of the first artists that I met on the platform, and he wanted to co-partner with me. We kind of executed together, and we did the first four episodes together, him and I, and it kind of opened the door into seeing exactly how I kind of really wanted it. And then after the fourth season, I went ahead and I kind of just I wanted it to just kind of change the. Oh, here, TikTok is always changing, right? And I'm
Right.
thinking, okay, what can I do a little bit different? And so I figured, let's write solo. So I became a solo host in a sense,
Mhm.
and as a solo host, I mean, it just executed like every. I mean, it was just like out of nowhere, it just
Right.
became the most popular show on TikTok, which is right now the most popular, show on TikTok. It's a 2 hour show, and I think at my first as a solo host, NV, who'll be on the show tomorrow actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my first guest as a solo artist. My first guest with Julio Mena was Fascination. So,
Nice.
little by little, and you get to meet artists, and it's just word of mouth, right? I think word of mouth, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I was reaching out to the artists, saying, this is what you have to do if you really want something to progress. And after that, then, I think people started to get to know who I am, my work ethics, my rapport with every artist behind the scenes. And before you know it, I'm having like calls every day. Okay, I want to be on your show. I want to be on your show.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very unique show. It's the only 2 hour show that there is on TikTok. I actually I don't just interview freestyle, but that's actually kind of my forte. That's like my thing.
Right.
If I have any R&B pop, of course, bring them on. I do legends, classics. I do new artists. I bring a lot of new artists, give everybody an opportunity. When I first started the show, I was doing every show with a different DJ. So the first hour is just interviewing the artist,
Mhm.
the freestyle artist, right? So one on one. What makes it very unique is that I stay away from like the questions that you don't typically hear in podcasts. Where were you born? How did it get started? So it becomes kind of like a conversation. So my
Right.
my objective is to make it as comfortable as possible for the artist, so that way they can just a lot of these artists haven't done social media, so I think that's very important for me to actually make sure that they're all comfortable. And then the second hour, the DJ comes in. In the beginning, I was using a different DJ every single show just to get the DJs a little bit of a spotlight. A lot of these DJs want that opportunity to actually even kind of DJ with one of their favorite artists.
Right.
But then it got a little confusing. And, 'cause everyone's got their own ways, and then, I was able to handle it, but it was just too much. You have the artist, my rapport with them, my rapport with the DJ, and then the moderators. It was just a lot going on. So, I try to simplify it. And so where it is now, it's just me interviewing the artist, and then I went ahead and per se, I got two DJs that are like my full time right hand,
Mhm.
and that's DJ Busy Bee and DJ Memorockin Lopez from Chicago, and they've
Okay.
been with me since then. And the second hour, the tribute, we do a tribute, and then we allow fans to come up and dance and enjoy. That's pretty much where it's at right now. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. I know. I passed through your lives
yeah,
and it's like your thing is popping, like busy, going
yeah,
on,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
good. Now, let me
It's
ask you.
fun.
I know
Yeah.
with TikTok, do you record the show so you can have it, or you
So
just?
yeah, good. I mean, I'm glad you asked that because it wasn't until just. I mean, I've always been asked. Like, I mean, first of all, after every show, we do have access to the whole show. TikTok gives us a copy, which is great, right?
Mhm.
I go ahead and I download it because I'm always like, look, I want to copy myself, right? But for the 4 years I've done it, I tomorrow will be my 158th show that I've done, which is like
Congratulations.
I don't even know how I got that. I'm like, whoa. And just last week, and the reason why I know is because I went on and I said I gotta put everything in files, in folders, and I literally took 2 days for me to go and find all the videos, the 2 hour shows, and I put them in all folders, and I counted 100. And I was like, wow. So to answer your question, I want to be transparent with this. I kind of been a gatekeeper. I didn't want to I didn't know, not that I don't want them out. It's just I didn't know how to do it. Like I didn't know I wanted to do it the right way. I
Mhm.
first of all I give it to the artist no matter what. That's like the first. I would after get the show, I send it to the artist, make sure that they get a copy, um, and just for them to have. But then I have a lot of fans. Fans are constantly DMing me, "Hey, I want a copy. I want a copy. I want a copy." And it's only fair for me to give them access to it, right? And
Mhm.
so to get to the actual core of the question, I didn't know if I wanted to do YouTube or I didn't want snippets. I didn't want to be tacky. Everything I do has to be like top notch, man.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, so I hired I guess you can call it a promoting company. So
Mhm.
they're pretty much, I think what we're going to do is just use TikTok in itself, and they're editing it, right? They're editing it, and for those who actually want the full copy, will have they'll have access to actually you can have TikTok gives you like different features. You can become a subscriber, or you can become this, right? And
Yeah.
it's only fair. Like if you want clips, you can obviously watch them. They're pretty lengthy, because you can only do 10-minute videos on TikTok. So,
Right.
but if you want the full episode, the option will be there. I also have a website where I'm also going to place them there. So for the first time, I think starting next week, I'm going to let these all out,
Oh,
and
nice.
so yeah, so
Wow. That
yeah,
come a long way from.
man, yeah, you know
Let,
what, I never. I mean, first of all, I'm so grateful, right? 'Cause I think now, like, my rapport with every single artist, with every single DJ has been very important for me, right? I do have a good reputation, and it's because I respect everybody's, everyone's got their own life and everything, and I have to understand, I'm a fan too, right?
Mhm.
And so, as much as I am excited to have them, I actually have always been professional, and it's just super important for me to keep their story confidential, behind the scenes, and I kept that going. And before you know it, the show became just like a big blow up. I think it's like, you know, I think there's opportunities for a lot of people to do. There's other podcasts, of course. I think you were doing interviews. And you're
Mhm.
still doing them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm here, but I think on TikTok, it's a very unique platform, right? It's not like Facebook or YouTube.
Right.
Everyone's got their own thing. I probably wouldn't do good on Facebook. I don't know. I just don't feel TikTok is all these rules and what to say, what not to say, and how So I already had so many followers. So I took advantage of that. I said, let's do something with it. And there we go. We have the show, and it's like, I do about 3 shows a week. I'm getting freestyle artists that you haven't seen in years,
Right.
from BLA, from Canada, like all these artists that are like watching it. I'm like, whoa, they're watching from the outside. I'm like, wait, kid, they're asking to be on the show. That's just, it's an honor for me.
That's
Yesterday
dope.
or 2 days ago, I had Johnny O, and I'm like, so these are, it's a dream, in a sense, but it's a not even a part-time job for me, but it's like literally how much work it put in.
Yeah.
I do everything. I don't really have I mean, I have my team as my DJs, but I handle everything. I think it's just the best way to do it for now, I guess, I do all my promos, which is very top notch. I think, and I do all the talking, and sometimes you gotta talk to the managers so that that it's all that. So I don't have a production company like that, so it becomes overwhelming sometimes because I have a full-time job. So,
Right.
it's not, people think it's like, people actually see the show and it looks so good because it is good, but I mean, because all the work put into it, but they don't realize that that's actually just a hobby. Like they don't realize they have a job because it looks like a job.
Right. So let me ask you. So let me see. I got into TikTok just just before COVID came, and then
Yeah,
COVID
yeah.
hit. So how do you think it's changed from back then, the
Oh, yeah.
beginning of COVID to now?
Oh yeah. So I think before COVID, during that time, it was a little bit more simple in terms of um, TikTok works on a very specific algorithm, right? That's one thing. And so you have to understand how to provoke it in a sense. You have to make it
Mhm.
work. And in order for you to make it work, you have to do certain things. Like, you have to, it sounds cheesy in a sense, but that's just the way TikTok works. You gotta gift certain things. You have to tap certain ways, and all these things allows the platform, your live, to just stay in the FYP. So those are things that this is a big difference. Before, we used to not even worry about it. We just go on live and that's it.
Right.
Back then also we didn't have the access to have all the boxes. And now we have 10 boxes. Before, I think it was just like one or maybe three, if anything. I don't remember.
Right.
It
Yeah.
started, one for sure, for a while back in the days, and then it starts growing, and then now we have 10. So that allows you to have more access, which is great. I think that's what makes the show actually now stand out, because now I can have 10 people dancing versus nobody. So it's a big difference, and people see that, right? I think that's why there was a time when I kind of just wanted not quit because it was not going anywhere, but I just felt like I was getting bored of the same, like, it was, like I said, it was so simple. But
Hmm.
now that the people seeing, like, it depends when you go in my show. If you go in and you see the interview, or when you see the people dancing, it actually gives a little bit more of like, yeah, that's cool, right? So I think it also allows the show to be hyped again, in a sense, yeah. So yeah, there's a lot more. There's more to TikTok in specifics, right? But I think those are the biggest differences.
I
Yeah.
see now you're also you do a lot of TikTok challenges with the artists, like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
one you got
So
going on now.
yeah, it's going good. So I started this maybe 2 years ago. Again, I'm also like a content creator myself, right? So I always do videos. A lot of the artists send me songs, either before they come out or when they just come out, and I interpret them. I do my
Mhm.
content, I have fun with
Yeah.
it. We all do lip syncing stuff, and so I participated in them as well. Like, I think I won my biggest one was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, with Karina. Right, I was able to
Right.
win a contest. I was able to win a Willie Valentine contest, and so I was like, you know what? I won the Deneen contest last year. I kind of want to do this. I mean, I have a platform. Why not? Right? Because
Yeah.
these challenges were done by the artists, right? So I think they're sometimes also busy. But it's like, no one's doing it, so why not? I think JJ, I think at one point was doing them as well. I remember.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, I don't see anyone doing it. I go, it's only fair for someone to do it. So I stepped to the plate. I stepped up to the plate. I said, you know what, let's start it. So I did a few last year with Tunesia and Will and More, and people were like, they had fun. So I figured,
Hmm.
let's add it this year. So I started off the first challenge about 3 weeks ago, and I did it. I started out with recording artist Julie, you know.
Okay.
My next one is going to be with Alana Sky, who you've had already on your show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the next one will be with Leo Marquis. And then it keeps going. Johnny O just signed up for it. So this also gives not only the fans an opportunity to just have fun lip syncing, because they're already doing it,
Right.
but it also gives them an opportunity to have a one-on-one with the artist. The way I do it, we announce the winners on live. So
Hmm.
the artists will be there and the judges will be there. I'm not judging. And so this gives an opportunity for get have a more of a genuine a voting process, right? No, so then the day of the voting, which will be next week for the Julian one, the artists will be there, and I mean, I get like 60 something submissions. It's a lot of people who turn them in. Out of all of them, we vote on just three, and there's
Hmm.
categories: originality,
Right.
creativity, and there's prizes. I'm offering
Hmm.
prizes. Actually, that makes it a little bit. I wasn't doing that last year. It was just kind of for fun. But this year we're offering $150 for the first place winner, $100 for the second place winner, and $75 for the third place winner. Yeah, and this money is actually, to be honest with you, this money is coming from, I would say, what TikTok gives me, in a sense, right? You'll be surprised. Like, all this money that, like, all the fans of my show, the fans of me, the fans of the artists, it comes in a, there's money. So I mean, I don't
Hmm.
really. I don't. I mean, like I said, I have my full time job, so I use that money for that. So it's kind of like it's going back to the fans, right?
Right.
So yeah. So that's what we're doing. So, it gives the artist a chance also to promote a new song that they actually have, right? So get it out there.
Right. So, how do you pick your judges?
Oh
Like you
my
have
God.
certain
Well,
ones.
listen, that's one thing I'm trying to figure. Me and Julie were going back and forth because, like I said, everything I do has to be thought. I can't just, I mean, I can find judges, I can find everything, but I have to, like I said, for me, it's not only mental health, it's also the comfort. It's also, I have to say, you also have to understand that not everybody likes everybody, right? And
Yeah.
so I try to be as neutral as possible. So, of course, I would like to pick certain people, but not everybody. So I don't want it to be get messy in a sense, right? So
Right.
again, so this time around, it happened to be. It's just something. It's just for this show because I'll be honest with you, I haven't really set who I want as in the panel. I probably need to ask you.
Right.
I think I need someone who can actually just vote for fun and not worrying about, sometimes you have to deal with a lot of people. It's like, oh, this person hangs out with this, because it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
social media. You have to understand. So they're all friends and stuff. So I have to respect everybody, right? So I didn't want to use artists because um, they're first of all they're busy, but I'm not opposed to it. This time around is going to be Sharon Massarin and Jennifer from Laissez Faire.
Okay.
So they're going to be voting for me. I think they're a great couple in a sense where they're energetic and they're very they I know them on the side very well to where I can feel that they can be just neutral because they don't mingle with the people. They just they're coming from a different perspective. But after that, I have to really sit down one week and I have to figure out who I want.
No, I hear you. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I agree with you. With a lot of people are like they got clicks on TikTok because
yeah,
you
yeah.
see it. You see it like
Oh yeah,
you got the Black Tea Crew. You
yeah.
got you got
There's so many.
there's so many
There,
crews, Black Tools crews, because I've been part of that since the beginning, since day one.
yeah.
So that freestyle gang, and then you got Lady
The
Black
Lady Beast
Queen.
mode and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's yep, Lady Beast Mode. There's a lot, and they come up with good names.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
understanding what you're saying with
Like listen, I can do it and not care, right? But again, for me, it's much more important for me to have. I do care. That's the thing, right? I could do and not worry about how they feel, but then that's super important. And I think that's also another reason why my show still is about. I mean, you see a lot of people start podcasts and they end. They start things and they end, and it's still going on. I think there's a reason for that. Not only is my work ethics good, and it's obviously seen, but at the same time, like I said, I think it's super important for me to understand. You have to understand the culture of TikTok for you
Mhm.
to understand, and then you'll be able to strategically move. And so again, that's why I want to be very careful of who the judges may be.
Right? You ever thought
Yeah.
like down the road to actually do a TikTok live, but when you have your guests, but actually you'll have like a little setup and they're there with you in person instead of like what we're doing now. We're side to side on video. You ever thought
Yeah,
of
I
that?
was I was thinking of that, and honestly, I'm not opposed to that. The only reason why, like I said, if I execute that, again that's going to take time for me, and I have to. I can't half-ass it. I was given a good idea from. It was actually an artist that told me this, and she said, uh, have you ever thought of doing like pass the mic kind of thing? I'm like,
Mhm.
wait, yeah, that pass the mic you've seen.
Right,
I
right,
go
yeah,
freestyle edition. So that's something I'm also kind of planning on doing. So these are things that I want to do.
right,
Why not? I thinking, it's still the freestyle genre is still relevant. I'm doing the show. You see how hot it is. All the artists are coming, having fun.
yeah,
So I'm always looking for the next great idea. It's open. I mean, anybody can do whatever they want. I mean, we got like I think now. I'm not saying I open the door for anybody, but I see now that there was a time when I was like the only one kind of doing something. It almost felt like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But then now I
yeah,
see, Willie Valentino, he's doing his own show.
yeah,
We got JT as a DJ, he's doing his own thing. We got so many people starting to do it, so it makes me more excited. So I'm thinking, okay,
right.
so I like that. I like everyone to shine, man. I think there's room for everybody. I think what's important is really, really important is if you're going to do something, just do it with good intentions, right? I don't
Mhm.
expect nothing back. I don't even expect people to say, yeah, yeah, I'm doing it because I like to do it. And I'm having fun with it, you know.
Nice. So let me ask
You
you: have you read any of the issues of the Freestyle Blast newsletter, or am I putting you
With
on
the
the
freestyle
spot?
blast,
Yeah.
like in which way? I like every day there's issues.
Okay. Yeah. Like, what do you get out of when you read them? Like when you read an
so,
issue.
so I first of all, I've been following the freestyle blast for a long time, right? I read it. I'm a fan
Mhm.
of it. And I got I actually I think you I got connected to Latif through you. I think you had given me the honor to actually talk to him, and we've always had a good rapport. And I think I approached him. I go, you know what, I want to get involved. I want to get involved with this, whatever I
Yeah.
can do. And because I am with the show, I think it also can add value, to whatever I can do. So whenever you guys have these not, I guess you could call them contests, right? With artists, the
Yep. The Freestyle Blast
yeah,
off that when you,
freestyle
yep.
blast. Yeah, when you have that, I put them up, and I'd be honest with you. There's times when I feel like I want people to realize, to really see, just because I say I'm closer to, I say Lana Sky, right? I'm not just
Right.
gonna vote for that person. I really want to, and that's just how, and I think people see that. So I've always kept, again, that professional. People see that too. So then people are sharing them in their lives, like so it's been great, and whatever I can do to help Freestyle Blast, I'm there for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm so People get excited for it, man. I think,
Yeah. I'm always looking
yeah.
for who they would like to see for the top three for the next issue. Because once
Yeah.
once this issue is over, I have to work on whoever
Yeah.
wins this month's. Then I got to pick two more artists.
Yeah.
I'm working on an idea of who I want on there so that I can have them on the show. But I'm always willing to take suggestions
Oh wow!
from
You
the
know what? Here's the
from the
thing. I would love.
fans.
I'm glad you said that, because I have been getting asked, like, I've had questions like, "Hey, who decides and who does this and who does that?" And I really don't know how to answer it. So I said I don't know, right? I'm sure you guys. I can say DJ Wonderrican, but I still didn't know the process. What I'm trying to say is that people are interested. It's exciting, people,
Well,
and
the process is they have to subscribe to the newsletter to be able to vote for the
okay,
artist. That's all. It's just that easy.
okay,
We don't
okay,
decide who wins. It's just you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
vote. So if you're a fan of so and so, you vote for that
Mhm.
one. But that's why we put the three songs so everybody can listen and you can tune into them on Spotify. And they have to have their song on Spotify. You know,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I know they got a lot of artists that have music on Bandcamp,
Yeah, I
but
see that.
it's Latif rules.
Spotify.
Those are his
No, no,
rules. So
I mean, yeah, hey, it's structure, and I like structure.
yeah,
It's
and
good
and
to
it's
know.
easy.
Yeah, because I come across a lot of artists, right? Like, for instance, like, and I think you've had him I don't know, sure you had him on, like, well, I don't know if you can say it. Well, I'll say it, Gabe Mendes, right? He's like, right now, because I'm on TikTok, right? I see, especially on everyone's messaging me, oh, get on my show, get on my show. So I know people are so interested in certain artists.
Yeah,
And so those are the things I can probably even share with you, right? That way you can
right.
actually, because I get it all the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, neutral with everyone. Like, I'm on everyone's DJs. I just go and support. So I get to hear what TikTok wants. And I would love to share that information with you, because I couldn't hear, I can feel.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of artists that probably the people don't even know, but the freestyle, people know. So there's definitely, my ear is out and I hear it. Freestyle Blast is growing, by the way. The difference between last year and this year is a big difference. I'm not sure exactly why. I think I see a lot more promotions. I think I definitely see, for whatever I have
Mhm.
with, I see it a lot. It's getting to
Yeah,
the point where people are sharing their lives. Like, I started doing it because people were like, "Hey, are you gonna vote?" I have people call me and say, "Hey, are you gonna vote?" I go,
nice.
"Vote for what? What are you talking about?"
And that's the key, because I'm telling you, last month it was Lana Sky, it was
Yeah,
Sharon Massarin, and April,
that's
and
right.
and they were so head to head. It was such
Oh my god.
such, and then I got to interview April and Sharon, and
Yeah.
they were both interviews were awesome. They were just awesome,
Yeah.
and I just interviewed
Charlie XL, no? I think.
Charlie XO
Yeah.
and Marilyn Torres.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She's
So
yeah, I had yeah,
they're
she's
on
great.
this month. So
Oh, that's gonna be tough. So this one right now you have Marilyn Towers, Charlie XO, and Lana Sky, right?
Lana Sky and Lana
Oh
Sky is this is
man.
her eighth month on the blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, hey, I gotta say, I've heard and is it does it matter if they have new songs coming out or not? Or is it just or
no, well the way it works is so let's say you're an artist and I
Mhm.
chose your song to be on the blast off, and 7 days are up and you win. Now, if your song wins 3 months in a row and you got a new song that you want
Yeah.
to put out, that artist gets the opportunity to switch their song or
Okay.
not, or
Okay.
just stick to the original
Yeah.
song, or they can
Yeah.
switch. Now, Lana Sky, she started off with Sweetheart.
Yeah.
3 months later, switched it to So
Yes.
Good. 3 months later,
Yeah, they're
now
doing.
she's got Beyond Goodbye.
Yeah, and I
So,
think it's a great opportunity also for the artists. Like you just said it perfectly right there. She has three songs, right?
yeah,
And and she was able to promote all three songs at the same time. So it also helps the artists, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
And Charlie has a new song. Melanie Torres has a new song right now. So I think this is gonna be I guess what I mean, how long is it? Like a week? Is that what it
It's a
is?
7 days, 7 days.
Oh shit. Okay. This is,
Yeah,
yes. I'm
7 days.
actually looking forward to this one. I really want to see. I had a conversation with a friend about that, and I go, I don't know. Like this is gonna be like, we actually literally listen to the music of the
Mhm.
songs and just see. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're all likable. First of all, personality, but if go straight to the music, they're all like they're all three talented people. So yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
listen, tell me what days are your shows on
Yeah.
and what
So
time?
yeah, good. So I do them. So to answer your question, anytime really. So I am California time. So a lot of times I have to, I try my best to accommodate the artist. That's first, right? I used to have a structure. I used to only have my show Tuesdays and Thursdays. Because I used to work from home on those days. So
Right.
it's easier for me to just get ready because I have to, I dress up, pay dress up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is probably like the most casual girl I've ever seen. Like I get all pretty up for my show. But now I don't. I work in a different place now, so I mean I got to work till 5:30. So I'm thinking the earliest I can have a show is 6 p.m. And but it's worked because that means it's 9 o'clock East Coast. Most of the artists are in the East Coast, so
Right.
and then they haven't had an issue. So as long as and I'm very organized in terms of dates, so I allow them to choose. So when you get a formal invitation from me, when the artist is interested, all the artists get this. Whether I already know them from the start, whatever the case is, they all get the same format. Keep it consistent.
Mhm.
In that invitation, there is a calendar that you can click, and it allows you to choose the date you want. So, and
Okay.
they can also see the dates that have been already taken. So, and then I look at that, and I haven't done weekends besides except one show. So I did for my first time. I did a weekend. I forget who it was. They wanted it. I think it was. I forget. They wanted a weekend, and I did it, and it worked out great. I'm not opposed to any day, as long as it's 6 o'clock, and as long as they want it. Yeah, so I cater to it. So right now I'm having about 2 or 3 shows a week, and they all start at 6.
Nice.
So yeah, yeah. So it just I cater to the artist. Yeah.
All right. So what is your handle on TikTok so they can follow you?
So my handle is Rami, Rami dot Perez dot 415. So my first name, my last name, and the area code of where I live, San Francisco. Rami Perez 415, and that's the same handle on Instagram, same handle on Facebook. Yeah, yeah,
Nice. Well, listen, brother. I want to thank you for being on the show.
yeah. Thank
And
you. Thank you for having me.
real quick, I know I want to go to San Fran because my bucket list is to go to Alcatraz.
Yeah, you're in. I live like literally. If I were to show you my window right here, I live in downtown.
Yeah.
So if I turn my, you can literally see it from my window. It's cool.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice. Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
why. So when I do go down, I will hit you up. We
Yeah.
we can hang and we could do one of your lives.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm having, so right now I'm also I'm not a promoter, but I'm kind of in a sense getting mentored as one.
Mhm.
I'm working with a person that's really known right now. He's already a promoter. So right now I am promoting concerts as well. It's not something
Nice.
I want to get into, but I'm having fun doing it. My next, actually my first and my next show is going to be with Trinier. So I'll be, the way I'm doing it, I'm having VIP dinners. So
Nice.
Trinier, it'll be June 19, which is next month, June 19. Um, we have a VIP dinner where it's a fancy restaurant with the artist. So it gets a chance for, people who want to pay for VIP and sit down with your favorite artists, and then we have a concert. So look for more of that. I think Sapphire will be next. We're going to have a lot of other artists that we're going to do. So it's kind of something that you probably seen before, but we're going to be
Mhm.
making that consistent. So yeah, so whenever those shows come out, you're more than welcome to come. You know,
Nice.
come
Thanks a
and come to
lot.
the Sapphire one.
All right, man. Thank you once again. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next Freestyle Blast. Thank you
All
again,
right, buddy.
Rami.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. All right, have a good night.